Here we go. Back at it again. Everything's looking the way it's supposed to look. Hell yeah. We're gonna fuck with something real quick. Go to the slop tubes. Go to my channel. Let's see what things look like. You know what? Things look a lot better than they used to. I think the world has... It's better. It's so much better. Okay. Yeah, I like that it's better. Alright, let's get back in it. Making sure the quality still stays where it's supposed to be going. And you know what? Yeah, no, this is what we've been looking for forever. Okay, cool. Just had to make some adjustments to OBS. I mean, that's literally it. I can't believe it was that easy. Awesome. Okay. Time to whoop some Yakuza ass, bro. Check it out. Boom! Smack 'em. Oh, we got a bond level up. Okay, that's cool. Hell yeah. Alright. Which way are we supposed to be going, though? This way? Yo, what's up, bro? Okay, yeah, thanks for telling us where we at. I mean, like, I already knew that, but... Okay, whatever. Alright. Hungry, homeless! You know, like, hungry hippos. Alright, skills. Push and shove. Nice! Get him, boy! Nice. Hell yeah. Life is beginning to make sense once again. Life is good. Now that we found a way to increase the quality. I'm just making sure there's no, like, stuttering in the frames or anything like that. Just trying to keep it real with the homies, you know? Get him! What are you doing? Oh! There we go. Nice. Hell yeah. Cool. Did I just get hit by a car? Can I sue them? Like, what the fuck? Okay, well, don't get hit by cars, I guess. If I have any recommendation for anybody playing this game, don't run into a car. Oh, thank you. Okay. Alright. No. I appreciate you, though. Trust me, I really do appreciate you. I mean, we're just cruising around town, bruh. I'm gonna turn the volume up. Just a tad. Surprised there's no, like, music going on. I was hoping for some, like, jazzy tunes or something. But not really a whole lot. Just, the sounds of the cityscape. Okay. Jeez. There we go. That was a good move. That actually worked out pretty well, I think. Hell yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, let's go talk to these people over here. But first we gotta deal with these punks. Alright, let's see.
Let's go, let's go. Let's go. Okay. Take your best shot. Have fun with this. I got this. Yeah, weak. Get caught. Cool.
Finish him off. Awesome. Get him. Alright. Perfect guard. Ah, shit. Took care of him. It's all good. 400 yen. Oh, hey, yo. We officially have enough to go back to that sex shop. Who do we need to talk to? You?
Sup?
Oh, she's about to give us some hot water. That's cool. Thank you. Talk to you real quick. Oh, because you're homeless? You can't go in there, huh? Damn, Japan is strict. Baby, don't cry. Let's go do Baby Don't Cry real quick. I mean, we got hot water, might as well. Okay.
Check this out. Don't get caught.
Nice.
Let's go.
Get run over! Get run over! Ah, dang it. Perfect guard. Hell yeah. Get him. Damn right. Finish him off. Okay. I got myself a pretty good team. Sweet. Are we still headed in the right direction? Baby, don't cry. Yeah, we are. Let's go down this alley instead. It should be somewhere around here. Yep. All the way over here.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hey, are you alright? Is there anything we can do to...
Oh my, what the fuck? Holy shit. I did not want to see this.
John, you're so needy.
Yo, no. What the fuck?
What the...
Dude, get me out of here.
With the baby formula.
That's why you wanted the baby formula?
Sorry to bother you boys. Yo.
Yes. Goodbye.
Not so fast, Chief. You got balls stepping into my big comfy crib.
Yo, your crib?
Here and come on, boys.
Your fun? Oh my god. The Gondwara family patriarch? Oh my god, what did I get myself into?
Have fun with this. Weak.
Let's get him!
Let's go.
Nice! Gondwara. Oh, 20,000 yen? No way.
Apologies for barging in here, but this is all just a huge misunderstanding.
Yeah, it is.
I'm listening.
Well, actually,
I get it. You thought my crying was from a real baby.
yes.
Yeah, if anything, that's like
Sorry for ruining your.
complimenting you at how good you are at getting into character.
These days, a crying baby's more likely to get scowls than anything else. To think you do that for a baby you don't even know. What are your names?
I don't think I want him knowing my name. Yikes.
Masato Oshima.
I see. Fine names, both of you. My name's Susumu Gondawara. Seems my men troubled you for some baby formula. Boys, get these Susumu baby formula on the double.
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, we're actually quite all right on the baby formula. Please, no need to. I step out of the house for a quick errand. Gone for an eternity. My wife's gonna kill me.
Ah, come on. You'll just be a little late. Your old lady that scary?
No, she's just been a little strained. I've been working my butt off for the sake of our child, but all she does is nag at me.
Masato-chan, do you understand how hard it is to raise a kid? Have you ever bothered to help your wife, even just a little?
What?
Like, just holding a baby's a lot of work. You have to support their neck until they can keep their head up on their own. Lots to look out for, no matter how...
I don't need you jumping in here, big fat balded baby with fucking facial hair.
You can't blame your wife for being a little stressed out.
That's right. Saya-chan's telling the truth. When us babies get our milk, we gotta burp. So we need a little backpack.
Us babies?
Mention it. She is always doing those things.
When they start
I
crying
can't
in
stop
the
looking
middle
at their
of the night,
diapers.
I have no clue why, nor
Oh.
do I know how to stop it.
Hey, it's our job to cry. Doesn't matter if it's the middle of
Imagine
the night.
having to
Cry
change
when
them.
you feel like it.
I see. And here I was, jealous of how she got to sleep while I was out working all night.
Your wife probably hasn't had a decent night's sleep since the little one came into the picture, you know?
Even if she does get a sec to rest, you never know when she's gonna have to get back up. Sounds pretty frickin' exhausting.
Oh.
Masato-chan, you should sit down and talk with your wife. I'm sure it's hard for both of you, but your relationship's probably strained right now because neither of you have taken the time to hear each other out.
You're right. I guess at some point I started to think I was the one having a tougher time. But I never thought about how my wife was feeling. I'm gonna talk to my wife when I get home. I'll make sure we raise our kid right.
Alright,
I'm a
cool.
father,
Can we-
after all.
Can we get out of here?
Just don't try to do everything yourself. Families gotta support one another.
Go on. Hurry back to your wife and make things right. You got this baby's approval, so I'm sure you'll do just fine.
What the hell?
Thank you. Well, I'll be going now.
Best of luck.
Well, all's well that ends well, I guess.
You bet.
Boss, sorry we're late. We bought the formula.
Ooh. Well then, why don't we drink to the man who became a proper father? Join us, why don't you?
Me?
That's right. No need to be shy.
Guys? What should I do? I'll drink the milk.
Sure. What the hell?
Yeah, baby.
Thank God it's only formula. This better increase my kindness.
That's God's work right there. What do you think? Good shit, ain't it?
Yeah, ain't half bad.
Right. Boys, 2 more baby bottles. Room temp.
Yes, sir.
Now, let's say we enjoy this second bottle good and proper.
Huh?
Boys, get this man a diaper.
Yes, sir.
Wait, no, hold up. Whoa, I didn't say nothing about, what the oh, Jesus Christ.
Cut it out.
No, don't do this to me. Oh, they're pound mates? Of course they are. Oh, thank God I didn't have to see him in a diaper. Oh, dude. That was excessive. Let's see. Or let's go to Love Magic. Just so we can spend our money before we lose it. Because I still can't find an ATM, right? Like... yeah, I'm not seeing any ATMs. What? Oh, I must have already searched that one.
Let's do it. Cool. Come on now.
Hell yeah. Alright. Okay. Oh, you know what we could do? We have 35,000, so... What did we get him? Does anybody remember? We... Okay. Ichiban, he's got an iron pipe. Namba. Okay, so Namba needs something. Adachi's got the Ascender number 19. Okay. The Dandy Umbrella. would dramatically increase our attack. There we go. Yeah, let's get out of here. Cool, we spent all of our money. And, let's see. 62 attack, 35 attack, 48 attack. Okay. And so he had the long shoehorn before this. Okay, excellent. I remember we bought the long shoehorn because at the time he basically had the starter weapon and he was the only guy rocking a starter weapon, if I remember correctly. Can we take a look at our pound mates? I don't think so. So he can be a freelancer. Namba can only be a homeless guy. Adachi can only be a detective. Okay. We could have taken the test, but I don't know. Oh, we can't go this way? What? What? Okay. I know we could have taken a personality quiz, but I mean, to be honest, I'm gonna be straight up honest. I think we're getting a little weak, and we need to increase our weapons. So. Okay. Oh no! Oh fuck. Okay. The vibrator. Jesus Christ. Nice. Damn it.
Hell yeah, that was rough. Look at me go.
We do kind of need to eat.
Yeah. Don't get cocky. Let's go. Watch this. Little first aid. Thanks, yo.
Nice.
I'm up.
Sweet. He's almost a level 13, so we probably don't even need to eat, to be honest. Let's beat up these little punklings, though. Nice. Oh, smack. Hell yeah. Almost to level 13. Not quite, but close. Okay. Thanks for the advice, my dude. Can always rely on the fat denizens of Japan to let you know how to heal your health. He's always so far behind everybody. Nice. Okay, he leveled up, so he got all of his MP back. Excellent. Okay, we're ready. Alright, we gotta cross the street without getting hit by one of these freaking crazy drivers. Oh, here's the bank. Why won't it let me put money into the ATM? Booster. I wonder if there's anything in here. It doesn't look like it. Thanks, Namba.
This isn't break time. On to the next bathroom. You're even slower than yesterday.
Going. I'm sorry. Are you okay?
Hey, watch where you're going, janitor.
Snag it. Snag it. Good job. Namba was like the most obvious, like, yes, that's the cord.
Hello, Director.
The woman's father. His name's Tatsuro Makoda, correct? Understood. I'll carry it out immediately. Yes. Don't worry. Yes, he's out like a light. General anesthesia.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. You know, most people hope and pray that they'll die in their sleep. You're one of the lucky ones who actually gets to do it.
Oh, that bastard! Stop him!
Stop! Who are you? How did you get in here?
Hell yeah! Get him! Namba! Get him, Ichiban! Get him!
This is Nala's dad for sure. Sir, wake up. Let's get you out of here.
Damn. They didn't waste any time.
Hell no, they didn't.
What are you doing here? Contractors are alive. Explain yourselves now.
Hey, calm down. Do you recognize your own uniform?
Give me a break. You're not one of us. No, we aren't. Because you're not nursing home guards. Not with that kind of weaponry. I bet you got a lot of ink underneath those uniforms. Since you're from the Seiryu clan. So, you did your homework. We know everything, man. Even what the Seiryu clan has been doing in this room.
Well, good. That makes our decision easy. We'll have to kill you and the patient!
As if.
Not a loser. Cool.
Not a loser. Number one. Get him! Oh, I don't care if you're getting riled up. It's over, dude. Boom, baby! 520. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, get fucked, guys.
Dad, and get the hell out of here.
Hey, what was that drug you were about to inject him with?
It was potassium chloride.
Holy fucking shit.
Holy fucking shit.
Do you know what it does?
He's a nurse. Of course he knows what it does.
For executions.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Doctor was trying to kill her dad?
That must have been how they killed the old woman. We got to him just in time.
Guys, we ain't out of the woods yet.
That's the guy from the cafe.
Uh-oh.
Who is he?
We're about to have our chance to ask him. He's coming this way.
He's gotta be the patriarch, right?
You all just made the biggest mistake of your lives. I hope you know that.
Who are you?
The director of this facility. And don't play dumb. I know what else you know about me.
You mean how you're with the Seiryu clan?
Yes. I'm Totsuka, from the Ryuto family.
The Seiryu clan held its own against the Omi takeover. That made me think you guys must be pretty hardcore. And yet here you are, murdering old people for money. Where's the Yakuza's honor in you?
The Seiryu clan is doing what must be done, for the good of society. You have no idea what burden we've taken on.
Killing our elders for society's good? Go fuck yourself! You better let all the residents here go free right now, or I'll tell the whole world what you're really doing here!
You're welcome to try. But that would require you to walk out of here alive. Killing you is no inconvenience to
You
me.
guys will be the one riding a stretcher all the way to the hospital.
Time I'll bury you. Come on!
Cool. What a boy. You're doing that? Come on now! Okay. You're in it now! Watch this! Get caught! I got this! Let's go! Going in! Want some of this? Let's go! Get serious!
Hello? Hey. Oh, cool. What do you want to chat about? Oh, yeah, it was highly recommend. No. No, just watch Zelina do her thing with the horse, that's all. Pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, she's enjoying herself. She's learning how to do it.
God damn! Don't make me say it again! Let all the residents go!
I'm afraid I just can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, Trump said he's not backing down. The other guy is using AI videos of destroying Israel, so I think we know who's winning.
Shit. It won't open.
I activated the emergency lockdown. That door won't open until this time tomorrow.
Yeah.
What? You've lost. So stop fighting me. And maybe, just maybe, I won't call the police. I won't explain to them how our home for nice, well-to-do elderly people is being robbed by 3 thugs.
What kind of Yakuza calls the cops? You're a stain.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Call me what you want.
Because they are a theocracy.
Done. I suggest you give up and get out.
Maybe instead, I'll rat you out.
Oh yeah?
Ichiban? Rat him out to who? The Seiryu chairman. We just need to pay him.
Yeah, you're breaking up. I can't really hear you.
We'll go tomorrow, bright and early, and get the chairman to fix all of this.
Yeah, I did. Very cool.
Don't you fucking dare! This is my business, not the chairman's. If you breathe a word, I'll kill you.
So
Good
you're
job.
not scared of the chairman, huh?
So?
Yep.
So you're coming with me, you spineless worm.
Yep.
Huh? Yeah, you're gonna take me there yourself. Because if you refuse to come along, I'm gonna tell the big scary chairman everything you did. And maybe some things you didn't too. I mean, look at yourself. Doing business like this.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Plan.
That's probably why they helped plan the attack in October a couple years back, right? Everything's starting to fall apart, right? And so this is their kind of like last hurrah.
So, does this mean we have to go?
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised. Because once they develop nuclear weapons, then we can't just come over there and fix it, right? So that's the big problem with Kim Jong-un is he's got nuclear weapons. And if we dared to invade him, he could drop it on South Korea. You know, he wouldn't be able to get to us, but he would be able to damage an ally of ours. And so we're unable to really do anything. So that's not true. Let's say like we had no other options. We could easily deal with them without them being able to set a nuclear bomb off. But the question is, like, do you take that risk? And currently, right now, there's no reason to take the risk other than freeing the people of North Korea. So, I mean, it's really difficult to know anything is true over there, you know. Yeah, but even they have like what's the word I'm looking for? Like, yeah, because even they have a motivator to say things are as horrible as possible and exaggerate the truth, right? I'm not saying that it's not horrible and evil there, but they do. It would be stupid to be like they don't have an agenda, because what they can do is if they escape, then they know that they can create a career and also stay safe by bad-mouthing North Korea, right? Because remember that girl who escaped North Korea, and then she was on all these talk shows, all these radios, all these podcasts. No, but yeah, no, I know, but do you see how there's a motive? Whenever there's motives, yeah. I think they're being truthful about a lot, and then I think they're not being truthful about the extent. Because the stuff that they talk about, you would think that the people would rebel. Right. Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's true, but that sounds crazy. Yeah, because, you know, we've gotten... Everyone's got an agenda. Yeah, which is why I think there's more going on there than we realize. Because, you know... Haven't they gone? Don't they have rebel forces in Venezuela fighting the government? Yeah, but there's like. It also makes me wonder if the polite society is the reason these countries get to continue. Well, it's probably nuclear weapons, because like back in the day, if a ruler was that evil, he would just be taken over by another ruler. That's generally what would happen, you know.
Hey.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
いらっしゃいませ。ありがとうございました。
Hey,
Okay. I don't see any guards.
Yeah, and I mean, like, well, think about what happened in the Middle East. Like, if a ruler gets too out of control, he gets killed. You know, like, you know, when that's why they rule so fiercely, because they know if they lose any amount of power, they're getting drug out into the streets.
we
And,
never grant entry to anyone
I
from
mean,
other factions.
I don't need to repeat
That
what they
gate
did to the
pops
last
like a cattle chute
dictator.
if someone walks through without giving the correct signal.
Yeah.
Then we take our time with the slaughter.
Yeah. So what they did to Saddam Hussein was crazy, but that's not even who I'm thinking about.
Where's the chairman? Upper floor somewhere?
Perhaps you'll never reach him. I won't let you
Yeah,
go anywhere
I
near
mean,
his
him
office.
having any amount of anything wouldn't have happened without the United States. But I mean, it's really important to remember. It's really important to remember that we established these theocracies in the Middle East because the non-theocracies were very friendly with Russia.
Bring it on.
So.
Take your rest. Get alive. You're weak. Check this out. I'm up. I got this.
No, what was in their brains is it doesn't matter. 100%, that's what it was. Doesn't matter. They, you know, they don't care about what's going on in the Middle East. They established what they... Exactly. Yeah.
Take your best shot. Who's that? Come on now. Let's do it. Let's go. Next time.
Yeah.
You wait right there. You won't be leaving here alive.
You gotta be kidding me. How are we supposed to get through?
Well, standing around won't solve anything. Let's find another way around.
Yeah. Well, so all those South American...
What? Damn, the other door's locked. This is a dead end.
This should hold it. Good call. Open up, assholes! Now what? We can't hold this
So it's important to know that mercenaries are just gangs. No. All mercenaries are just gangs, and the only reason mercenaries are helpful, is because they are against the current establishment. But as soon as the mercenaries gain power after the current establishment falls, it happens every time. Yeah. So okay, name a gang member.
Get your ass over here.
Name any gang. Oh.
Yeah, guess so.
Oh, you mean like the what we did in South America? What were they called? The
Coast is clear.
help me out here. It wouldn't have been company. They had a special name. Hold on, give me a second.
It's a corporation. And the U.S. military actually uses them a lot.
Listen,
Like he said, 90% of the conflicts going on are being waged in the world, and that the U.S. is involved in. 90% of them are hired mercenaries that they're paid. And that's, I mean, we what? And during not the English government hired German mercenaries.
hold on.
Yeah. They are ew yuck. Yeah, I know. So I don't understand why you're listening to him. Because
I've been waiting for you. Gentlemen, get rid of him.
right. No, I understand that. So here's what I want you to think about whenever you're listening to someone like Sean Penn. Remember, he is easily fooled by things. That's what should always be going through your that's what should always be going through your head whenever you listen to someone like that. Is he is easily manipulated. So anytime he says something is good or something is bad, remember that's not a decision he came to on his own.
You wanna go? What's it up?
No, yeah.
I got this. Take it on the shot. That's better. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, cool. I got this. I got you.
He just said the ones in Hades. No, I understand.
I'm up. Let's go. Get no mercy. Those that caught it. Okay. Get alive. This. Little first aid. Appreciate it. Let's go.
Well, it's also important to understand that empathy looks different in other cultures. And I think a lot of people forget that. Because they think that empathy is a universal thing, and it is a universal thing, but the way that empathy is expressed is not universal,
No one else is coming?
if that makes sense. And we have a very specific type of empathy that you do not see in other cultures.
Is that what it is?
And it's because of the religion that we have, right?
Ganged up on us?
Nobody climbs the corporate ladder.
Empathy in Japan is very different than empathy in America,
I've
you
never
know.
been promoted.
Yeah. But I don't know if I would ever describe the Greeks as moral people. In fact, I think I would describe them as the opposite, right? Well, no, even compared to like most other cultures, I don't think I would I think I would describe the Greeks as very hedonistic, very focused on the self.
In it for the long haul. I'm in good shape.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, okay. Yeah, I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can break it down to the culture, the identity of a culture is the reason certain nations last longer than others. I think there's other interfering factors. I don't think you can boil it down to something like that. Just my opinion, but.
You're weak. Huh? Okay. Get alive. Look at this. I'm up. Get serious.
No, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. But that's a very specific type of morality and ethics and culture that is not shared in other places.
Yeah. You're in it now. Watch this. You want to go? Thanks, let's go. You want to fight? Here's that. Yeah. Take your face. I'm gonna do it next time. Nice.
Yeah, because I think that every early nation starts off like this, and the reason you don't think they do is because you're from America, which didn't start off like that. But for nations to start off the way America did is super rare. Like, you understand that there were intellectuals, and no, it's never happened. Intellectuals and philosophers got together and started a nation. It wasn't born out of war. All other nations and countries and establishments were literally born out of war and conflict. And they develop ethics and morality and culture as the country develops itself, right? But now we're living in such an interesting time, but it's like also you need to think about like these establishments oftentimes create themselves over oh shoot, that's dumb. I don't have enough for that. Over hundreds of years. And a lot of these nations haven't even been around for over a decade, right? So I think that there's like all these other factors that I feel like you're just not taking into account. Just my opinion.
I got this. I'm up. Going in.
Well, okay, but they.
I got a bad feeling about that. Cool.
Yeah.
Don't get caught.
Do it.
I got this. Get alive. Have fun with this. You're in it now. I'm up. Get serious.
Which one?
Take your best shot.
Yeah.
I feel the stats going up. Hell yeah. Look at me go.
Should I open it? Got it.
Yeah, so even the French Revolution that I think we're thinking about is not even the... They happen so close to each other. Yeah.
So itchy.
So I don't. What I did want to say is that it's important to note that China has gone through many different forms of leaders, and so we call it China and we act as if it's old, but the government is not old in China. The people are. And then they were also ruled by like other countries at some point too. Like so. So they ended up with a democracy because postmodernism hadn't quite entered the picture yet, right? Like if there was a French Revolution that took place within the last 50 years, I think we'd have a very different France. But even now, the French government and the French economy is not great. But it's like what I find really interesting is like we would never call the Italians the Greeks, right? Or the Romans. We'd never call them the Romans either, right?
Which way we going?
No, but that's who the Romans are, you know?
Behind us. You're never gonna make it to the German.
Yeah, but so did the Chinese government.
I'll get you out of this. Hold on, Alma. I got you. Hurry. Just a little bit more. Itachi-san! Oh, fuck! Enjoy your flight! Namba, over here! Itachi! We got him! Now lift!
Why didn't you just give him water? Do you have does he have water hooked up to his uniform? Okay, so what you need to do is get him what you need to do is get him a water bottle that clips to his uniform, and he just wears his water bottle with him. Like he would like one of his magazines.
Not a loser.
Right, that's why I'm...
Okay. Let's go. What's this? Cool. Want to fight no shot? Come on now. Let's go. Don't get cocky. Yeah. Next time. Nice.
Yeah, but it's a dry heat. It's a dry heat. That's important. Well, okay. Well, then he's fine.
I've had enough of you
No, I understand that.
Battle is on.
Sounds like he was fine.
Yeah. Take your best shot. Check this out. Weak. I'm up.
Right.
Let's go.
I mean, yeah, social inequality is what caused the French Revolution. Yeah, well, right. It was social inequality. That's what caused the French Revolution. And the reason the French Revolution was... Okay, they're the same thing. No, so you have a problem with words, and your problem with words is you don't know what they mean. Social inequality is a graph, and it can be on either sides of the spectrum. It can be very little or it can be a lot. Social inequality is not meant to be a specific term. It's meant to show a graph. So when I say it's social inequality, I'm pointing to a graph, and you're like, no, that's not good enough. And I'm like, it is good enough, because what you think, you want it to have some emotional weight, but I'm not using the emotional weight. I'm using the graph. Right, but when I say someone's retarded, Mom, and they have mental retardation, I'm not talking about I'm not talking about what side of the spectrum and which is extreme. I'm just using the term, the graph. I'm just using the graph. Okay, so it was social inequality, and the reason it didn't work out very well is because they went about it in like an evil way. That's the only way I know how to describe it. I mean, you can't just... Generally, people don't like this, but generally, the people who are rich are the people who are competent. That's generally how it plays out. And people don't like that, because if you're not rich, then you're not competent, right? So if you kill all of the competent people in a culture, what do you think happens? You can't do anything. You've lost all of your competency.
Oh.
From what I was told, most of the land went to the government.
Seriously?
Oh. Yeah, so what I happen to know about a lot of that stuff is even the colonial farmers were having trouble. Even the colonial farmers couldn't, because Africa is not a good place to grow things. So even the people who knew how to farm couldn't really farm. So why do you... here's a good example. Why do you think there was all these rebellions? Why do you think power was shifting? Because there was an inadequate amount of resources. And when there's an inadequate amount of resources, that creates an entire group of people who are willing to overthrow the other group of people, right? So the colonialists were not able to barely provide for themselves, let alone the other people in the area, which led to the upheaval in the first place. So this marking of, well, they gave it to one group of people who didn't know how to use it. The group of people who had it could... I recommend you do some research, because it doesn't sound like you know a lot of what happened. Because I literally read a book. I literally read a book called The Wealth and Poverty of... Nations, and they covered Africa. Wealth and Poverty of Nations. 1998. So what I'm talking about... I'm not protesting anything. What are you talking about?
We've been here already?
Doesn't seem too familiar to me. We were just here a minute ago.
Oh, yeah, when you kill all the competent people, you lose all of your competency. Yeah.
Hey, this place
Yeah,
is
but
safe.
I was arguing the thing that happened in Africa is a little bit more complicated than that. Well, obviously it's always more complicated, but it's... No, I know, but the difference is the people in Africa were unable to, the colonialists in Africa were unable to even make the farms successful. That's the argument I was making. There was no competency there because you can't, Africa does not have fertile land. It's a freaking desert. You just can't grow stuff there. And it's part of the reason, and it's also part of the reason why a lot of African cultures have not been able to develop as quickly as other cultures. Because agriculture is just almost impossible. It's a location issue. So it's like, and that actually brings me to the point that I was trying to make, is it's like we can talk about culture and ethics, but there are certain foundational things you need to have in order to improve as a culture, and if you can't achieve those foundational things, it doesn't matter what code of ethics you have. You're not going to get anywhere. Yes. Yeah, because of the size. Because of the size. What do you mean it doesn't make any sense? Yep. Do you know? Yes. Yes. Do you know why England developed so quickly? No. Answer that. The size. Yeah, they were. It was very. Right, but hold on. Roman rule was established in all kinds of places, but how come it only stuck in a few? Because of size. Because of size. That's because Germany was right next to all the other countries that were developing quickly. The trade, Mom, no, it is ridiculous because like you're trying to take Europe, which is a very small continent, which was heavily collaborated and competitive with each other, and compare them to the vastness of North and South America. Yes! Yes! Mm-hmm. Well, so they think that the Aztecs and the Mayans had wheels. They think they had carts. Probably. But you understand that, so hold on. You understand that in North America, they were nomadic. They didn't establish large city-states. Not all, no, I didn't say all of them. So there are tons of research papers discussing as to why Native American tribes did not progress as quickly as European. The biggest one is that they were cut off from the rest of the world, and the vastness of how large it was. That is the main things that they say. Right. Okay. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Bring it on. Yeah. Hell, bye.
Yeah.
Let's go. You're weak.
Not fairly. That's not fair. Okay, no, so I don't like this. I don't like this because you hear the word frequently and you think of it's like when Gwyneth says animals communicate a lot better than we thought they did. Yeah, but that doesn't mean they had a language. Just because our base level for what we thought was wrong doesn't mean it's as great as you're trying to sell it as. And just because the Vikings went there 3 or 4 times does not mean they went there frequently. It would be the Norse people.
Get alive. Oh yeah. You're weak. Okay, come up. I got this. You wanna fight? Let's go. Weak. Oh yeah. What? What do I do? Have fun with this. Alive. Come on now. Let's go. Oh yeah. Go in. Take your best shot. I got this. Okay. Get alive. Watch this.
Perfect.
Cool. Wanna fight? Check this out. Cool. Take your best shot.
Hell yeah.
I'm up.
Ooh, I've got clothes ready.
Let's do it. Let's go.
The point that I was trying to make, I haven't looked this up. I will look this up at some point. I haven't looked it up quite yet. The point that I was trying to make is you are comparing the population of a few civilizations within the North and South American region, and you are comparing them to the enormous amount of civilizations where civilization, by the way, is credited for starting in the first place. The oldest civilizations we're aware of are on this set of continents that are all connected to each other. And what's interesting even more than that is that all it takes is one... No. They were in the Middle East.
Have fun with this.
Yeah, you're comparing one region with a very small amount of civilizations to the other region where literally civilization is as accredited for being the oldest civilizations. And you're trying to compare these different starting points and saying, well, why did this happen over here and didn't it happen over here?
You're weak. I got this. Cool.
Doesn't so as far as I'm aware, if we're talking about ancient man, as far as I'm aware, if we were talking about ancient man, the biggest ones were in the Middle East, India, and possibly China. I haven't heard anything about China, but possibly China. In China, I actually know very little about ancient China. I just know that what I do know about China is the reason they advanced at different rates than us. That's the only thing I know about China. It's also, yeah. So China advanced a lot more quickly, and because of decisions that they made, they advanced quicker, but it ended up ultimately, because they refused to change, being also the reason they started to fall behind.
Employees from your place of
Whatever that gap between Alaska and Russia is.
You're from our own soapland.
The Bering Strait.
We were helping Nanoha Mukoda, a woman who worked been sucking money out of her.
But there's theories that they actually came on boats from Indonesia.
I told you, we're doing what needs to be done.
I've heard you can't just twist. Stop this.
Right. So, you think about a civilization that starts and stays there. And then you think about people who left that civilization to start their own civilization later. Who's going to be farther ahead? The people who started first, right?
We're not hitmen.
And then if you imagine that all these people are within trading distance of each other, any country that's closer to the initial starts of civilization are going to improve faster because they have more opportunities to snag onto those technologies than nation states that left to go across the globe to start their own cultures.
This guy had a strange-looking bill on him.
Right? We can agree on that, right? Okay? So the English, right? Let's talk about the English. They didn't advance because, they weren't in the Middle East. They weren't dealing with the Romans, the Assyrians or the Babylonians or the Persians at all, which were a lot of the knowledge was at. The Romans did. The Romans took that technology, increased, right? And increased in their warfare, and then they brought that technology to England, right? If it wasn't for the Romans, the English wouldn't have advanced, right? So not only do you have to be near that nation state, you also have to be put in the opportunity to experience gaining that technology and knowledge. Which the only reason it happened was because the Greeks and the Romans wanted to conquer the world. If the Romans or the Greeks didn't want to do that, then the English would not have advanced as quickly as they did, right? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know everything about it.
No, so during the Industrial Revolution, the reason England advanced so quickly was because it was so small. No, it's true. You can look this up. And the reason is because they don't have to build all of these long roads to connect their cities. So technology could travel from city to city much quicker. And because they're an island, they were able to trade with all the other coastal regions at the time.
Thank you for telling me.
Yes.
I knew of its existence, of course. And I was
No, they were like right next to everybody else.
Our clan bought that building 30 years ago. It was crumbling.
When I was in speech and debate, Brandon Yates was obsessed with location, location, location. And I kind of always made fun of him for that. But as you start to read more books and you start to learn about history, it's true. Everything is down to your location and your time.
Never knew he was running another type of business on the top floor.
It was still in the exploratory phase. I was gonna tell you about it once it became a viable business. It's gross that you're even calling it a business.
Well, it's a snowball effect.
Chairman, the whole operation is just wrong. You gotta do something. The people there need to be let out.
Yakuza, was it?
Yes, sir.
Right, but so take North America. North America is vast and large, correct?
I appreciate you telling me about Totsuka's secret business, but I have no need or desire for your opinion.
But he's murdering innocent people.
Misfortune is often a side effect of profit. One's happiness might be purchased with another's unhappiness. To a certain extent,
It's a philosophy of karmic balance. Nothing. I'm playing a video game right now. And right now, one of the characters is saying that fortune is always brought upon someone else's misfortune. And that's the argument he's using. So I was just saying this is the philosophy of karma. Well, not actually the philosophy of karma, the philosophy of yin and yang. It is the balancing. For there to be good, there must be evil. For there to be evil, there must be good. That's all I was saying. Anyway, what's happening right now is it's a gang that took over an elderly home, and what they do is they euthanize the elderly people, and then they continue to take their retirements and their pensions, and they use that money to enrich themselves. And one of the characters has an issue with this, and he's confronting him, saying, hey, I have these philosophies and these beliefs, and you're bringing shame to what I perceive this to be. And he's saying that he has a child's perception of the world because in order for fortune to exist, it must be at the cost of someone else's misfortune.
Done playing teacher.
That's all that's happening right now.
Totsuka! Sir! Put it down. I don't need your finger.
Thank you, Chairman.
I need your life.
That doesn't mean that I approve of this little side business.
Okay, anyway, continue. Sorry.
Therefore... Takami!
Understood. Boys, take him out of here.
What?
Show him what'll happen if he ever sets foot in here again.
No. Chairman! Chairman!
Kasuga. Yakuza cannot be judged merely by society's standards of what is right and wrong. Our reputation is everything. But we cannot preserve our reputation if we allow civilians like you to trespass.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fool yourself into thinking you did something brave today. The truth is, your actions have disgraced me and the Seiryu clan. I want that knowledge to weigh heavy on your heart.
As scared as I should be right now, I'm super into it, Chairman. That was awesome.
Right.
The type
No,
of Yakuza I
it's just
admired went extinct.
stupid stuff is happening in it. It's funny. That's all.
You're the old school kind of Yakuza. The kind I've always believed in, and always will.
Yeah, it's funny how they.
That's such a thing. I still
Yeah, it's funny how they play with the contrast of what something is versus what the person wants it to be, and they're playing with that contrast very effectively, and it's funny. That's all I'm trying to say.
He was the type of guy
Yeah.
who would show up to
So weather plays a huge role, but all I'm trying to say is that the largeness of a nation. I mean, like, yes, there were these great tribes on the East Coast, but what you're failing to realize is that those great tribes on the East Coast is nothing compared to what was going on the other side of the world. You're like comparing pennies to thousands of dollars. That's what you're comparing this to. And they're only considered great because they're considered great to the rest of the other nations near them.
Of the Arakawa family. Ex-Tojo clan.
Okay.
Arakawa.
Yep. Although when I went to find him the other day, he did put a bullet in me. So, I guess I should probably take the hint. But he can't take away all the lessons I learned from him. To me, he's still the way a man ought to be.
Arakawa.
You mean my camper? Okay. Alright. Well, okay, just because I have a new number, why don't you just text Rachel and say, hey, Gabe says if you guys need the camper, you can use it. Okay? Because Rachel hasn't talked to me about this at all. So, but what I appreciate is she didn't talk to you about it without talking to me. Yeah, that's what I appreciate.
Agreed to the euthanasia. I guess you never know for sure what people really want.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is, hey, I was telling Gabe what was going on, and he offered the camper. So if they want to use it, they can.
Come to Sunlight Castle.
I can drop it off even. So just let them. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Just do it.
Yep. Tomorrow night. Yep. When was the last time they used it?
Yes?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you gotta use it at least yearly.
Where's Totsuka-san?
He had some urgent business and couldn't be here, so I'm filling in.
I see.
Yeah,
I
which
apologize for how sudden,
Selena and I need to...
but we're closing our institution.
You're closing?
Yes. As such, we won't be able to continue caring for your father. We're terribly sorry, but you'll have to make other arrangements for him.
But the operation, wasn't that scheduled for today?
It's been canceled. We deeply apologize.
Yeah,
and
what's
ask
what's
for your
really benefits us is we're not in the woods or
Canceled?
near a field,
But if he
right?
doesn't get that operation, he'll die.
Hold up. What did you just say?
They said he'll die without the surgery.
Just double checking. But is that what you paid Totsuka for last time you met? What did you two talk about?
At the meeting, we... Somehow I scraped together 2 million yen. But can I finish paying later? Maybe we don't even have to do the surgery that soon. I'm worried he's still too weak for it.
Don't tell me you're having second thoughts now. Your father deserves to be at peace. You said it yourself. Now you're cheaping out on him?
Nope, I'm still
I
here.
can't say that. Of course I want Dad to have peace in his golden years. I don't want him in pain, but does it have to be so expensive?
I'm afraid it does. Given the delicate nature of the task, there may be complications. Don't you see the need for finesse? That's what you're paying us for.
Oh, okay. It's just my father's never had an operation.
Oh. First time.
You know you can turn it off.
Hey, if we can laugh about it, it must not be that bad, right?
Huh? I guess.
So she had no idea.
So,
She thought the operation was a
what's
life-saving
happening to me is I've been streaming with very low quality, even though my internet is amazing. And finally, I went through the process of figuring out what the problem was. I thought I was just going to have to increase my internet speed, but then I looked and I was like, actually, it has nothing to do with my internet speed. And it turns out that there were some key settings that were not set up on the streaming platform that I use, and that was which was causing the poor quality. So,
We realize
yep.
how inconvenient our closure is.
Yeah, there's all these little things that I'm just unaware of that I need to like learn and figure out, and I don't really have anybody's help. And it's one of those things where it's like hard to Google, where it's like, hey, why is my stream quality so low, but my internet's really, really good? Like, you can't really like Google that, right? But it had to do with the amount of bit rates that were being uploaded, and it also had to do with some of the quality settings that I had that were not set up, and there were a couple of other options where I needed to use my GPU instead of the OBS's. Yeah, so there's just all these other things that I just found out, and now, while my picture quality isn't perfect, it's not pixelated like it used to be, and that's literally all I care about. So there is still a quality downgrade, but it's not as bad. So I'm happy that I figured that out. Yeah.
So there. Let's just be grateful for our luck.
I'll trust you all to iron out whatever you need to.
Yeah, we're good. Hey, bit of advice. You should put that away.
Oh, yes, of course.
Now that you got a fat wad of cash, maybe you can afford to work at a nicer place, you know?
Sorry?
We were hired to work at Otohime Land while you were out. You were only working there so you could fund your dad's care, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't even have to go back. We'll tell the boss you quit if you like. Oh, wait.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you guys are eating healthy.
Really? Oh, that'd be great, actually.
No worries. Go on and see your dad. I'm sure he's gonna flip when he sees you.
Thank you.
You know, seeing that smile, I can see why she was their most popular girl.
Such a ladies' man, aren't you? Okay, let's go report to the boss.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Alive. What's this?
Right.
Let's go. Okay. Oh, come on. Cool. Next time.
Yeah. That's good.
Cool. Come on now.
Yeah. That's good to hear. Yeah.
Have fun with this.
Yeah, no, we've got some camping trips planned for sure.
Let's go.
Nothing right now. We weren't able to do anything this weekend because of, I don't even remember why, but there was a reason why. Which was unfortunate, but hey, that's how the cookie crumbles. But we will be doing one later, for sure.
Yeah, I got this. Watch this.
Oh yeah, no, we're going to.
I got you. Appreciate it. We get caught, Yakuza. Let's go. I'm up. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Take nice knowing you. Oh, come on. Yeah. See ya. Shit. So dizzy. Get I am not happy.
Yeah.
You're weak.
Yeah.
So dizzy. Feeling better. Yakuza. Yakuza.
Yeah. You know, just wherever the wind takes us. It was not. The Dallas. Oh yeah, I say that pretty confidently. It was, here's the worst part. It was just kind of at the levels that I remember just any zoo.
Tasty.
You know? Yeah, just any old zoo, literally. So it's kind of like, well, this is dumb. But she wanted to do it, so we did it. You know? It's one of those things where it's like, you know, she wants to feel like things are her idea. And so that's fine. I will take her to the Dallas Zoo one day, and I won't even bring up. It's like, hey, we should, okay. And she's gonna have the time of her life, and she's gonna love it. I don't know. Probably next year. Next year I'll have 3 weeks. So.
Okay.
I don't know. Haven't decided yet.
Take your best shot. Have fun with this.
Next year we will be. Yeah. Yeah. Trying for children? Good luck. They're like an infestation. There's no going back. If not longer. I left at 18. Oh, close enough. 24, yeah. Graham will probably be a similar age. Where are you moving?
Hey, boss. We're back. It got pretty crazy back there. But you know what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Boss.
Yeah.
No way. Why? Why would you?
A guy hung himself. Do you think he did it on? Do you think he hung himself, or do you think someone else wanted to make it look like he hung himself? There's a lot of gang members involved.
Yeah, I hear you on that one. I would have jumped on that place no matter how big a loan I needed.
The problem is we didn't really know him too well either, so.
Just threw himself off.
Classic group.
We do have an investigator on our, what's it when you, a shamed investigator? What's that called?
Riches. Can't just start one just by submitting
He was an investigator, but then he was like, discharged dishonorably. No, but they've got a term for it.
Real estate that meets that criteria. Not a single line.
Like shamed something. Like it's the equivalent of being ashamed to something, right? Like.
What about the old
Yeah.
ones that have been around?
Estranged? No, not estranged. There's a term for a police officer who's been discharged dishonorably.
It didn't have to be. He could have sold it and made a huge profit just like those guys.
Yeah, well, he was discharged dishonorably.
He did himself in. Me neither. There must have been something terrible.
No, because that's only for the military. It's not for police officers, I don't think.
I really think he was more of a sensitive guy than he ever let on.
Excuse me, sensitive?
Uh-oh.
I don't know about that.
Someone's about to hire us to find out who really killed him.
Is that you?
Whoa, look at her. She's feeling a lot better now. No more stress about her dad.
Yeah, that's because her dad is dead.
Yeah, she looks great.
Well, yeah, so one of us is a Yakuza member who went to jail to take the hit for a higher ranking member. And then when we got out of prison, the entire politics and environment changed around Yakuza. and now we tried to get back in contact with our patriarch, and he shot us in the chest, which was messed up because he went on and on about how great we were and all this, that, and the other. And then the other character is a homeless guy that sewed us up, who used to be a nurse, but is no longer a nurse because he was selling scripts. And then the other guy is a detective who blew the lid on a lot of the corruption. And because he blew the lid off on it, they removed him from the police force and put him in charge of the DMV. Well, together they helped each other to go and confront somebody, and he got caught doing it. So he was a month away from getting his pension, and then he was fired dishonorably, so he lost his pension. So right now the crew is a homeless person who used to sell drugs as a nurse, an ex-Yakuza member, and then an ex-police officer. The perfect combo.
No, I'm saying that you and I have never met before, okay? You get it now, Grant?
Yeah, this is not America, this is Japan. So.
Come on, Nanoha.
Okay, you obviously don't get it. Maybe Four Eyes over
Well,
there can figure
Yakuza
it
probably
out?
should have given it away.
4 Eyes? No, I can't say I get it at all.
Well, the simple answer is they're twins.
So they can, but a lot of the stuff that goes on in Japan is very different from the stuff that goes on
I'm
here.
Nanoha's sister.
Seeing as you're Nanoha's twin.
Like the police, the court systems over in Japan have like a almost 100% conviction rate.
I'm a bartender at a cabaret club that Nonomiya owned, actually.
Jeez, he owned a cabaret club and a soap land?
Yeah, he may not have looked it, but he was actually one of the top dogs in Eugene Cho's red
Yep.
light district. Now
And
that
their
he's gone,
conviction
I guess
rates are
my
also
club
skewed and not
Otohime
honest.
Land are probably going to shut down.
Which is funny because the police officer who blew the lid on the corruption was actually trying to prevent a innocent man from going to jail. So that would have messed up with the conviction rate. And at the time, the police chief was trying to stop being the police chief in that area because it's like gang-led and there's a lot of corruption. So if you get caught and stuck there, eventually you're going to lose your job because of something, or you're going to get shot, right? So he wanted to leave there and become like a police chief over in Tokyo. And he was getting ready for an election, and that was during the innocent man being convicted and then committed suicide in jail. And that would have looked really bad on his record, so he did everything he could to tamp down the case. And because this other character blew the lid, he gave it to the wrong media source. The media source, instead of printing the report, went to the police chief, and then he removed him from the police force and made him start working at the DMV. Well, 19 years later, and now the Yakuza, for the most part, have kind of been driven out because of all the anti-Yakuza laws that Japan put in place over in the 2000s. And now it's really hard to be a Yakuza member, but the Yakuza members that exist are like in pocket with the police, and they kind of like work side by side. So while the DMV guy was helping the other Yakuza guy who got out of jail meet up with his patriarch, it just so happened that they were... That particular Yakuza gang worked with the police to take out another Yakuza gang, right? And for doing that, it's kind of given them some sort of protections and respect among the police force, right? As you do if you like tattletale on your friends, right? And so they bust down a Yakuza meeting, and because he was involved in it, he got fired from the DMV because he was in a place he shouldn't have been and all that, and lost his pension and yada yada yada. So that's where we are now. And then the homeless guy, he's the guy who sewed us up and like took the gun, the bullet out of our chest and all this other stuff. So now we're slowly working our...
Pretty damn close to the moment.
Well, yeah, man. Oh, yeah, a disgraced... That's the word I was looking for, a disgraced police officer and a disgraced nurse. There we go.
That's what I was trying to tell you before. That phone
So anyway, this guy that was helping us blow the lid on this old elderly home scandal we got back to his place of business and he hung himself.
What? You have your employees
Yep.
doing that?
The tragedy. And there was a bunch of money on the table, and because this is a video game, I was like, can't we just take the money? Please, let us take the money. There's so much money on the table. But
Wait, are you
we
serious?
couldn't take the money.
And did you just say Nanoha is working at your soap land?
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me before?
So sad.
She asked me not to.
And what's kind of cool is the guy who killed himself is also a voice actor for a TV show I used to watch as a kid.
Let me think.
So it's kind of
First
cool
all,
hearing
are
his
they
voice.
seriously asking for all that money in one lump sum? I don't have that.
A
kind of
regular show.
money. Guess I could ask.
He played a
Mom.
character named Rigby.
We don't have time to try and raise money. We just have to put our faith in these new guys I hire. Maybe they'll pull a miracle out of their ass. You know, Psycho? I think they might actually do it.
Why do you think that? Who are these?
You're having a
guys anyway?
wonderful day.
They're like, well, it's a bum, an ex-Yakuza, and an ex-detective. I know it sounds shady, but they're good guys. Tough, too. They're risking their lives for Nanoha.
Is the ex-Yakuza that Kasuga-san you mentioned before?
Yeah. She hasn't let me down so far. Huh? Hold on, I heard something.
Oh, he hung himself while he was on the phone with this girl. That's why she's telling us that he didn't kill himself.
Yeah, probably. Hold on, hon. Hello?
Oh, isn't that convenient? Oh, and I've been drinking Japanese whiskey while I play the game, which has also been fun. Yeah. You gotta get in the moment. I'm surprised I haven't had ramen yet. Oh! Oh, it was the Chinese! I think that was Chinese. I don't think that was Korean. So, there's 3 gangs in this area. There's the very small and limited Yakuza.
Yeah.
And then there's the Chinese mafia
I don't know.
and the Korean
Voices sounded
mafia.
angry. I think they were speaking Chinese.
And this is how you know it wasn't a suicide.
Yeah.
But if these Chinese guys
But-
killed him, why
but
they tried
Mom-
to make it look like a suicide?
All these gangs. What's not serious about a gang turf war? That is the most serious of
I
seriousness.
was interviewed by a detective who found my number in Nonomiya's call history. I told him everything I just told you.
So then, why are they still calling it a suicide?
I don't know. But I'll tell you a really weird thing. The detective asked about the Chinese words, so I repeated them. Then he just packed up and left.
Really? Well, let's hear the Chinese.
Sure. I can tell you what I heard, but I don't know what it means. But I do know the words were definitely Laoma, Laoma.
Oh, wow.
Laoma. What's that?
I just told you
Intense.
I have no idea.
But I do.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's really easy to pin it on that.
Bosses in the Yokohama Liomang.
What are their bosses? You're sure?
Yeah. His real name is Mabuchi.
That's so weird. Why would they be shouting his nickname like that?
Maybe it was his guys who busted into Nonomiya's room to attack him. They might have been calling the Mabuchi because they'd found Nonomiya.
You're trying to imply Mabuchi
Are you crazy making me right now? You're crazy
on
making me
Syrian
right
clan
now.
turf. The Ijing Three don't attack on each other's land.
I
They
don't.
So if that pack's been broken, anything could
They
happen
did.
now.
It wasn't an official
Maybe
diagnosis.
the detective didn't know what Laoma meant.
No. I think it's the opposite.
Because of there are certain lines on a graph, and I met a lot of those
He
lines.
was scared?
Not so much scared as loyal. Every detective in Ijincho knows who Laoma is.
I don't know.
He owns them, really.
Who knows? This is what I do know.
He pays for
If BPD means I'm killing people, I do not have BPD.
weddings, funerals, you name it. Sends money to their kids too. Oh yeah, he takes care of them.
What the hell?
Mabuchi, all these detectives on his payroll, has basically bought access to all their personal information.
He's got his personal herd of cop cattle.
Yep. And milks them whenever he wants. The police are helpless before the Great Wall. And they know it too. Don't go expecting them to do any real investigations where Mabuchi is involved.
Hey, we're forgetting an important question. Why would Mabuchi kill Nonomiya?
Yeah, doesn't seem like it was robbery.
Look at these.
No, I don't.
It was rare that Nonomiya broke out the full house bonuses.
But he got them for us. He trusted us.
Psycho, thanks for telling us what you heard over the phone. I know it'll help.
You know, it's really sad. How I never even realized someone was worrying about me like he was. He worked so hard.
The same reason why you were better than your parents.
Like this.
There you go.
With my dad or my sister. We were always fighting. My mom did the best she could to keep the family together.
I think sometimes we answer our own questions, and we don't realize it until we think about it.
But after she died, I just wanted out. Thing is, for all his flaws, Nonomiya is the one who gave me a real home. Even when he knew I had abandoned my family. But I kept saying he was garbage. I was so mean to him right up until the end. I never thanked him for what he did. Not even once. I mean... I never thought he could just be gone all of a sudden, you know? All my life, I felt pretty alone.
You can't prove a negative.
I was free. Now I'm starting to realize that I was kidding myself. Because I wasn't actually alone.
Actually, you can't. And the reason that you don't get a cancer diagnosis is because you run the risk of getting a false positive.
Look, I know you must have felt like he was suffocating you, but...
No, that's true with any diagnosis.
Me, that sounds like...
Yeah, it is. Unless you're showing the signs, then you get a diagnosis. But if you're not showing signs, you run the risk of getting a false positive. And then, what we all know is therapy and medication have negative side effects. And if you don't have the disease and you subject yourself to those things, you're going to give yourself a bunch of negative side effects that are going to harm you. If false positives were not a worry, then everyone would go and get a diagnosis for cancer. Everyone would go and get a mental health diagnosis. But because you run the risk of false positives, you don't do it, because that might end up doing more harm to you than good.
I can't do anything. Not by myself. But before...
Dude, I'm the smartest guy that's ever existed. How am I so smart? Holy smokes.
My sister and my dad. And I just...
I'm not unreasonable.
I'm guessing that's why you came here to find us. Okay.
Okay, my ass. Are you dragging us into another mess?
You're finally starting to understand.
It's what my parents did.
Nurse Namba.
Fantastic. Smartest, most charismatic motherfucker that ever existed.
About going up against a guy even the police are scared of. My detective instincts are telling me, hell yeah, let's do it.
I was just told that I'm a charismatic person. I've been told I'm charismatic by multiple people who had no relation to each other.
Sacha. Let's do this together.
I don't know about that.
From here on out, you don't have to feel alone anymore. Welcome to the party.
Yeah, I remember those days. just got someone else join the party. Hooray! I've got a new party member.
Sup?
Yeah, I agree with that.
No.
Yeah.
Hey.
I think that's part of the reason why parenting has been so screwed up. Is instead of going what you think is natural and works for what you think is the right decision, you go based on someone else's perception of what they think is right.